Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to the Ashes of Creation discussion round, the longest running podcast for Ashes of Creation. How is everybody doing today?
Doing great.
It's
our 4-year anniversary today. The Alpha 1's out. It's great.
All right, sweet.
I can hear you on stream, so I don't have to
Good.
audio
I just checked that as well. Okay, so I guess we're gonna jump
before you get into a long talking point, and then like we're 20 minutes into the fucking thing, and no one can hear you.
I know.
After 4 years,
I guess
BCG gets to fix the audio for once.
Audio works perfectly right now. I triple checked before we went live. All right, so I guess the first topic is my 4-year anniversary, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, where we go? How are we gonna?
Well, you could do your 4-year anniversary, or you could do just the 4-year anniversary of the discussion round.
I mean, the 4-year anniversary of the discussion round. I mean, that's still coming up, right?
That's today. That's what today is.
Yeah,
today
that's
the 4 year.
So okay, I think I'm just gonna start like explaining like from the start, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, so in 2017, I joined Ashes of Creation, and at that point, I didn't do podcasts, I didn't do YouTube videos. Really, I just did streaming on the side. And back then, the discussion round was, I called it the Ashes of Creation Community Podcast, because at that point, I wanted to represent and show off the community, because compared to other MMORPG communities that I was a part of, this one seemed really different, like really productive, really, into talking about MMORPGs, and I thought this is a really great community. And then down the line, the community changed, so I decided to, change up the format a little bit. It's still the same format, just, this time around I decided to bring people on. That's why Yoni and Staggers, and that's why you two came on. And I'm still really, really grateful for that. So why make a podcast for a game? I think that's like the main question, and the main question is simply answered. I still believe that Ashes of Creation, even as just the idea of it, will do wonders for the MMORPG genre. And over the past 4 years, especially the time before the Lazy Peon video, there wasn't a lot of content, and there wasn't a lot of open discussions about it. I mean, there were other podcasts, and there are still other podcasts, but I feel like the thing that I always value the most when I talk to people about about MMORPGs or gaming in general is like honest opinions. And I just wanted to create like a podcast where everybody can come on, anybody that wants to talk about something without it being highly like moderated or one-sided. And I think we have proven on this podcast that we talk about stuff without any filters on us. I know sometimes we do tend to, I mean, me maybe, or maybe us in general, I don't know how you want to put it, we tend to talk also about the negative stuff, and that's maybe stuff not people don't want to talk about. But I think in the past 4 years, we did do a really good job representing like the majority of the community. At least that's what I would like to think. And from the feedback I've gotten over the past 4 years, I still think that's kind of on point. So I decided, hey, every 2 weeks, have a bunch of nerds in the same channel talk about Ashes, and hey, we're still going. I'm still going. And I don't think I'm gonna stop anytime soon, unless, I don't know, lightning strikes me. Don't do that. Literally, don't jinx it. Don't jinx like face. Why would you do that? I already see it on Monday. Walk out of the door, bang, struck by lightning.
Because he's not the luckiest person in the world.
Yeah, I'm not the luckiest person at all. So if I get struck by lightning, I want to make sure everybody knows it's Faisal's fault.
he didn't
What do
jinx
you
himself.
mean?
He didn't jinx himself just now by saying, "Hey, struck me by lightning." If you want the podcast to end, it's Faisal's fault. Faisal's jinxed it.
So let me ask you this, because I never asked you guys this, and this is something I kind of want you guys' opinion on. Why did you decide to join me every 2 weeks to talk about Ashes? I mean, you clearly would have better things to do.
That's a poor assumption.
I want to hear Stackerson's opinion. I want to hear Stackerson's answer first before anything. I want to hear Stackerson's answer first.
I don't know. I think like you, I was very passionate about the project, and it was just like a way to talk about it and get a little bit more involved in the community.
All right, Yoni, what about you?
I was on the forums one day, and this is like I think it was like your first person that you brought on. It was, well, I think the very first when you switched over from the community podcast over to the discussion round. I think I was on your very first one, and it was just you and me, and that was right after. Like I said, it was right after you rebranded, and I was on the forums and saw that you were asking, hey, who all wants to be on this thing?
Yeah.
And then I just hit you up.
I
like talking about Ashes. Like I'm passionate about Ashes creation. I like talking about Ashes creation, and some people take a break from it. We've been doing this. We do this every other week. It keeps me it keeps me in a group that can talk about Ashes and only Ashes.
All right. Faisal, what about you? Because here's the thing. Here's what I want to know, Faisal. You're like on everybody's podcast.
Okay.
Why don't you do your own podcast? Wouldn't that make like the most sense?
I mean, it does make sense, but it's also a different feeling when you like go to other people's podcasts. You know, like every one of them has his own culture of doing his own way of the podcast, and I like to join in.
So you're pretty much.
That's how I think about it.
Okay, so you're saying this podcast is your favorite podcast?
I don't think this is the one he's most.
Put him in a tough spot, BCG.
I don't even think this is the one he's most on. I don't think you want that answer.
Like so far, the most podcast that I'm on is either yours or Sims.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
I joined the Golden Feather from like twice, and that's it pretty much. But yeah, like I like to join you guys because what's it called? Very very free of thought and very expressive and passionate about the game. And I usually like to talk to these people because they know where I'm coming from and I know where you guys are coming from, and we kind of trying our best to make this game a better game. Honestly, that's how I see it.
All right. So let me say this before I get too emotional. I appreciate all three of you joining me every 2 weeks. I appreciate Lithic and all the other people that watch us on a regular basis. To the people on YouTube, appreciate your views, appreciate your continuous support, even though we don't seem to have the most professional rep, I would like to say. But I think if things continue like this, I think we're going to do another 4 years. Or I'm at least going to do another 4 years unless the universe decides to throw a brick on me in a form of
I feel like
lightning.
you're just asking to be jinxed at this point.
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, I don't know why. I think I'm glutton for self-harm.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Oh, you're crying. All right. So again, I want to say thank you everybody for the past 4 years, and I will continue to do my best for the next 4 years until Ashes releases, and then when Ashes is done, I will return to the void and just play video games. Okay. No, just kidding. I'm gonna do this as long as I can. Okay, so first real non-emotional topic that has to do with Ashes. What are we talking about?
We could either talk about we can talk about AOC Alpha 1 because that's like the big topic, or we can start off small and just talk about the July cosmetics.
Okay, we're not gonna do the cosmetics. Honestly, screw the cosmetics. We got Alpha 1 right now. We're not talking about cosmetics.
That's what I thought you were gonna say. Yeah, so yeah, Alpha 1 drop. We can tie the other topic into the Alpha 1 drop at some point.
All right.
But yeah, Alpha 1 drop. We actually had 2 Alpha 1 drops. We had the Alpha 1 preview non-NDA weekend, and then we had actual month-long Alpha 1 release as well.
All right, so who wants to start us off?
How does everyone think that the NDA drop won? Because we, like, beforehand we had a lot of fears about how the NDA was going to go down. A lot of people like, what did you think it was going to be positive? How do you think it's gone so far? You think it's been positive? Do you think it's been negative? Have you seen the negative sides of things?
Okay, I'm gonna take this one first. So, I initially was against the NDA drop out of fear of one specific thing that also came true, and I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. But just the overall feedback from like people in general has been mostly positive, which I think is good. Asmon Gold, Tim the Tatman stream. I think we're gonna talk about those two and other big streamers in a little bit. So overall, I think the NDA drop was a success. It was good. It showed off where we are. But it did have a little bit of a downside. Me and some other guys, we just witnessed a lot of bigger streamers that have like a couple of hundred people watching them just pass on wrong information. Like I'm not gonna say any names, but there are currently people streaming that said that the current combat is super good and will be the final combat version, and I literally spent around like $30 in donations trying to correct information, and I know a lot of other people that have spent a little bit more than I have correcting other information, and at some point I just gave up. I literally spent last Saturday, because I got my COVID shot on Friday, so Saturday I was mostly out of like I couldn't do anything. I was just combat. Yeah, I was just out of combat the entire day. And I just spent people watching, and I'm like, dude, this is wrong, dude, no, here's the wiki, no, dude, no, why, no, and I just gave up. So that said, besides that, I think it's been highly, mostly positive in every way. I mean, we knew that a lot of new content creators will come in, and we knew that a lot of misinformation will come out, but I think like the work, I know Jalen, every time Jalen streams, I think he is the highest one in the English section when none of the larger full-time streamers come online. Yep. That he has the most views, and he corrects most of the information. Like I've been watching him, and he's just like dishing out the correct information left and right. So yeah, so I think it's been mostly positive.
I also have that perception. I think it's really positive, and just looking at the amount of videos that were produced afterwards, yes, there is misinformation, but they mostly speak highly of Ashes of Creation more than the downside of it. There are a little bit of downsides here and there, but it's fine because it's an alpha. Most of their information was saying that, we don't like this in general, but they're not really taking it into perspective of it's an alpha. And I feel like some of those videos didn't know that, or at least they don't have alpha access. I don't know. This is weird. Or at least they don't know what Intrepid is doing exactly. They're trying to test the server side more than anything right now. And they recently opened the PvP to everybody just now. so they're testing out a little bit of that as well.
I'm gonna kill so many people later on today.
Hopefully I'm not one of them.
I mean, it was a little bit surprising to me when the NDA dropped, and on Sunday I had a lot of people, even throughout this past week, come into my stream, talk Ashes, and a lot of them, they said they understood it's Alpha 1, but they still thought the game would release next year. That, for me, was a big surprise.
We're already in July. What happens after the month long will be Alpha 1. India drop been a good thing, I think, in terms of Alpha 1. What we're testing in Alpha 1, it's mainly the back end stuff, the way that how everyone's getting on the servers, and how the server's been running fairly smoothly. There have been some desync issues I've noticed quite a bit.
Yes.
But other than that, the servers run kind of fine. You can see the building blocks of what we're working towards with this alpha, and like people like the bigger streamers that are like that are actually playing the alpha have been extremely like this is an alpha we are here, we're like they've been very cool about like very stating like this is where like it feels good, this is where we should be in a true alpha. For you do have a bunch of other streamers that are starting off, and like you said, that like a bunch of people aren't very knowledgeable. I don't know if it's like some of the bigger streamers have been making those misconceptions, but like
no, it wasn't one of those with like thousands of viewers, more like the ones that have like 100 or 200 people.
So you have a lot of people coming into Ashes Creation that are trying to make their big debut and try to become big off Ashes Creation.
Yeah.
Not like faulting like you do got to get your information correctly on this stuff. There was QR TV. He made a video. I think he's one of the more critical people when it comes to like newer games. He made a video and I think was fairly positive. I agree with some of his points that he made on that.
I haven't really seen a video that is like mostly negative. It's mostly
There are
yeah, go ahead.
There are people that make MMO news, and I don't know if the people that just do like generalized MMO news ones always play the alphas or have a chance to play the alphas because they're reaching a broader thing. But I think that they like sometimes you get people that don't have all the facts or have all the information because they're going off of like what they're seeing in a video or what they're seeing on the stream or going off of hearsay. It's like to some degree. So I think we want to do generalized MMO news videos. Those ones I've seen some negative feedback on some of the Ashes Creation because they're not like taking it as like how Faisal said earlier. They're not taking it as this is a true alpha or this is an alpha. Yeah. They're taking it as this is the kind of alpha we've been seeing.
So here's what I'm gonna say, right? If you claim if you call yourself a game journalist or whatever, right? Which majority of people are not. They're just gamers that cover news about games, right? And you don't understand, or you have not done your research regarding Ashes, regarding the development stages, and all that stuff, and you criticize anything right now that is in the game, then, at least from my point of view, I cannot take you seriously at all. Simply because it has been stated hundreds of times that this is Alpha 1, a development alpha, this is not a content alpha. Majority of the things in the game are currently placeholder, including the combat, right? So you can the only thing that you could really be critical about, and that's, again, point of view, depending on, where you're standing, is the progress Ashes Intrepid has done between 2017 and now, right? And with the staff that they have, which is not the full-time staff, the progress they have achieved from 0 to 1, and I talk this about in my stream all the time, is immense. So that's something to be proud of, right? And
it's something to be proud of, but I think it's something like everyone in the Ashes Creation. I don't want to generalize this, but I think a large cry that I have seen in the Ashes Creation thing, and I think we need now, like especially now, to make that more of a thing that is popping in people's heads, is a roadmap. Not one that with hard dates, just one that says like, here's what we're working on, here's what next thing we plan to be working on, here's what we're working on, here's what we plan to be working on next. And so like when you check boxes and people can say like, hey, these boxes are being checked.
Hey, Stackerson, you're more knowledgeable in like that sort of area. Do you think Ashes Intrepid should have a roadmap?
A rough one, yeah.
A rough one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. No dates. Or at least just like a list of things that they plan on working on. It doesn't even have to be a roadmap. I mean, I think what Camelot on Chain has is a little crazy, but they have a thing where you can look at everything they plan on working on and everything that's in progress, complete, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say yes, a roadmap, yes, as soon as they hit 100% of the staff.
Well, no, they still would have an idea of what they will. Okay, I'm not thinking dates when I think roadmap.
All right.
I guess maybe I'm thinking more like goals or like objectives.
Objectives, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying dates. Definitely don't do dates. I
mean,
only do dates if you can 100%. If you're 100% sure you can reach them, and we like Intrepid hasn't done well with dates so far, so definitely no dates. But there are plenty of other roadmaps for games that you could definitely go off of that don't have dates. If you wanna do something date wise, you could say like, hey, this is our targets for this quarter. This is our targets for next quarter, and you could go off of like quarters, but that's about as close as date wise as I would go. I'm not even saying you do that. I'm saying like, hey, here's what we're working on. Here's what our plans to network on next are. And then when people know, hey, this has been worked on, we're moving on to we're working on this now.
But aren't they doing that already? Okay, like I mean.
We hear about it. We hear about it through the streams, but there's not like an actual like physical roadmap for us to like see like, hey, this is what we're working on, what we're working on. And I feel like people forget, like probably people don't watch the streams.
Okay.
They rather read the rather read the transcript. Like they're great about telling us like, hey, we're working on this right now. But there's but they also say like, hey, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we're also working on that we're not showing you. And so like it's very hard to like appreciate where we are sometimes. Like appreciate where we are sometimes. Like I'm not even saying.
I think I got your point. It's like we're grateful, but we're kind of confused at the same time.
Okay, yeah, so I would dig a roadmap. But also, because they don't have their full staff, and things can all.
Alpha 1 now. I would probably agree with you on this staff thing. Like, but they're moving into their new studio. They're doing a bunch of hirings. We don't know when we can't really like tell. Like they're not showing us. We're seeing the hiring process, but we're not saying like they're not showing us like, hey, these are all our new hires now. So
no, what I wanted to say is, because it's agile development and things can always go wrong and things have to be restructured. I would say get a roadmap going as soon as you hit your staff goals. I think they would be in a better position at that point than they're now. Because now they have less resources than originally planned, and originally the plan was a lot different. So right now, wait with the roadmap till you get the full staff, and then maybe down the line, do something like similar to a roadmap, not with any exact dates or whatever, but just so we can get an idea of where we at. Which knowing the community, they're gonna take that a little bit more serious than they should.
I'm not against. So we're in Alpha 1 now. I think you kind of need that roadmap to say like, hey, here's what we're working on, here where we're going. But I'm not against the staff goal thing. It's just like hard. Like we're going purely off of what they say, because they're not sure. Like we could see, hey, these are the positions we're hiring, and these, like, you can look at people. Like people have ways of finding out the positions that are getting filled.
Oh yeah, we do.
You can go to people's
I have people like LinkedIn. Drop me LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn. You can go to go to people's LinkedIn and see like, hey, these people have been hired for these positions. We know the Intrepid. We can go to the Intrepid website and see like, hey, they're hiring for these positions at the time, and we could say like when they're being taken down and when positions are getting filled. But there's no like thing that like anywhere that's saying like, hey, here's a number of employees we have right now. Here's our target for this point. We don't know when they're going to be fully staffed, so we're going purely off our hearsay at that point. And we are at Alpha 1, which is like a lot of eyes are on AOC right now. So that's why I'm saying we need a roadmap, right?
I would say we need. I mean, do we need a roadmap? I mean, after Alpha 1, because I think between Alpha 1 and Alpha 2, there's going to be a big amount of time. Like, close to a year.
I think so too.
Maybe close to a year, maybe even longer.
So
And maybe even just a short-term roadmap, like their goals for Alpha 1. Like, first iteration of combat. Or X iteration combat. Test
That's-
combat mechanics, stuff like that.
that's actually two good topics that I kind of want to tackle after this.
All right. Okay,
That
let's get back to the Alpha 1 drop.
No, that it's part of the Alpha 1 drop. It's still part of the Alpha 1
Okay,
drop. But like it's two kind of branch off.
Yeah, we're getting off track again. That's why I was going at. The one thing we were talking earlier about, Alpha 1 drop and people being negative and false information. So what I have to say right now is, yes, I've seen a lot of streamers pass on wrong information, but I also haven't seen any really negative videos about Ashes with any wrong information, which I'm really lucky about. And I'm kind of surprised that, like, the Alpha 1 preview weekend was huge, like really big.
It was indeed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now it's even streamer wise, we're like dropped like significantly, like a lot.
But it's a month long, and like a lot of people will like, so like for the month long you had a lot of people were like, I don't have to like, it's not a weekend, I don't have to rush myself, I can take it at my own pace. And then some people like, you had the first 2 days, then they had to do the wipe, like they had to fix
Yeah, the
something,
wipe.
and then they had to do the wipe on the second day of the thing. And then a lot of people just like, they didn't feel like doing the grind again, so like there probably are part of that. Hey, I'm like, they probably dropped it because there's not a whole lot to do right now. You could, if you're hardcore pushing the alpha, and I don't know why you would hardcore push the alpha, but if you're
I don't know.
hardcore pushing the alpha, you could reach max level, and I'd say probably like
A day.
12 a day, 12 hours to a day.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I did grind from 1 to 12 in like 3 hours by just doing the beach ghost thing with the orb. You quest up to like 10, 11.
That's a well-known bug. I
Yeah.
know, like people like I don't want to like point that.
I'm
I
not saying where exactly it is or what you have to do. I'm just, I mean, people already like using the speed bug and all that stuff.
I
Like,
don't even say it's a bug. It's just like an exploit. It's not like
it's not an it's not an exploit.
It is a bug.
No, it's no, it's not.
So it's not a bug because it's not like, oh, I'm.
No, it's not a
It's
bug
not-
because I don't
Let me just say this. Wait. So you're telling me if I'm doing that quest and I get that buff and I go outside the zone of influence,
You're not getting a buff,
and I
though, you're
bug
getting-
it
you're
out,
not getting a buff.
You're
getting
getting an
From a
item.
buff.
You're gonna get item. No, it's an item you get. So like,
I mean,
so
there's two
you
things
go-
that happen. You can
Yeah,
use
but
that
the thing- but
item
the-
to help
but-
farm, but
Yeah.
then there's the buff you
Yeah.
get that you do.
But that's a separate. That's
shenanigans.
a separate NPC next to the guy that gives you that.
Yeah,
That's in the
it's
same
a-
area. So I guess the best way is to explain what we're talking about. So like, there's a quest in the game to be able to. They'll give you an orb that'll kill that kills ghosts,
Yes.
the animated armors, and they tell you to go do. They tell you to do this, but the orb works on every animated armor in the game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It straight up says it works on animated armor. So it works on every animated in the armor game, and you can just take this orb and insta kill animated armors.
I don't think that was their intent to begin with. It's just meant for the quest. Don't
I know,
you see that in
the-
other MMORPGs? Like
The
that's
best
how I
way
see it.
The best way to do it is to make it to where it doesn't give XP. The item doesn't give XP.
Well,
I mean-
it doesn't give XP, but it does give XP if you get XP if you tag the mob and then
Yeah.
you use the item.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
the only reason I discovered this was I was doing the quest line. I couldn't kill the boss because the boss, as soon as he hits 0, he doesn't die. Right? So I never finished that quest line. Right? And then I was doing all other quests, and then somebody on stream was like, "So where are you gonna grind?" I'm like, "I have no freaking idea." All right, then he told me, "Just go to the beach, and you still got the orb." I'm like, "Yeah, I still got the orb," and that's how I discovered it. Right? If I don't know if you beat the boss. I don't know if you lose the quest item. I don't think you do.
Nope. Or at
Yeah.
least I don't think you. I mean, you keep the
You keep the-
astrolabe thing.
Do you keep the flame thing or whatever it's called, the orb that one shots the things?
I never got to kill the boss.
Yeah,
so I
same
don't know,
here,
But I
so-
assume you do.
Yeah, so if we assume as soon as you kill the boss you lose the item, then yes, it is a bug.
But
Yeah, we
at
know,
that point,
we know,
you just
we know.
never finish. You just never finish the quest. You never
No.
finish the quest, and you
I
keep.
feel
the
like we're
item.
going on a tangent.
But so yeah, that's the thing. Whether it's a bug or an exploit, like it's an alpha thing, no matter what. But
it's a bug. It's not an exploit. Listen, it's not an exploit because it's an alpha. It's a bug. End of discussion. Right? And there are a lot of bugs when it comes to questing. Like alone between Friday and Saturday questing, I found like wait. 23. I found 23 bugs related to quests. Right? So
Yeah.
it's a bug. It's a questing bug. But yes, I don't understand why people go hardcore in Alpha 1. Well, hey, let them enjoy it. I'm still going for my render bugs, which I find a lot.
there, so
This is way too many.
I guess before we went on a tangent about like the actual bug itself,
I'm not going to tantrum. You're going to tantrum.
the topic was like people's time in the alpha, and like it's a month long. Do you have a bunch of stuff? There's not. We already said this isn't we're testing servers and stuff like that. This isn't a content heavy. Like there's stuff to do in the alpha,
Yes,
but it's not like content heavy. You don't have a month long worth of content to keep you engaged in this alpha for like a month long. It's
not.
so you're gonna take your time with it. If you're a streamer, you definitely take your time with it. If you played the weekend, you probably played the alpha.
Yeah, I would.
so
I
you
would.
don't-
Yeah.
So if you're a streamer that isn't an AO3 streamer, or if you have other stuff to do, you're probably gonna be doing that other stuff. And if people are curious about Ashes of Creation, you can answer questions now, or you can start up Ashes of Creation on your stream whenever the fuck you want. But if you have a schedule and you're trying to keep to that schedule, you can just keep to your schedule. You don't like you've played the alpha, you said what you had to say about the alpha. You can move on. But if you're an AOC only streamer, then you're probably trying to milk AOC alpha for all it's worth.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'm not gonna shit talk anybody because it's not really shit talking. I just want to point something out. I see a lot of other streamers. They stream a lot of hours and they try to do content and be entertaining and stuff. I literally spend since Friday. All I've been doing is trying to find bugs.
Oh, 100%.
Like literally, like this week, as soon as the servers come back up, I did all my testing, like with the mage class. I did all my testing that I had scheduled and planned for the tank, and next week is the cleric. And after I'm done with the cleric, which is gonna take me about a week, I'm probably I don't know what I probably might be done with Alpha 1 for now. Testing wise, that is testing wise. I haven't really streamed for entertainment or personal gain, just testing. Because there is still, even with the current iteration of everything, especially the animations, there's a lot of bugs to be found.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish more people would,
A lot of the bugs that I hear about though are quest tied bugs.
Yeah.
So like I'm not like I report those when I find them, but I'm not like harping hard on the quest type.
Oh, I'm so going hard on the quest thing. Like there was.
No, I play the quest and I report them when I find them.
Remember they took it out. Was the quest with the Broodmother early on?
Mm-hmm.
Go to the summoning girl, whatever, like in the swamp thing with the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yep.
That thing was horribly bugged. I alone found like 15 bugs for that quest.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, you killed the broodmothers, and then you talk to the changeling girl.
No,
and then it just
depending on where you exited the area, the quest completely reset it.
Yeah, and that was the why. Like that was a problem everyone was experiencing.
Yeah.
But we're going into the specific bugs now. It's
all right. Okay. Is there anything else regarding Alpha 1 drop?
Talking about streamers right now, so might as well talk about streamer privilege because there's also like talk about the next topic of streamer privilege. We can talk about
privilege.
The two that I was gonna talk about after this, but like we're already talking about streamers. And stuff
Okay,
like
we
this.
have to be careful about this topic. All right, about how
Yeah,
we.
it might not even be worth bringing up until later on. If like,
I mean, we can talk about it. I just want to make sure we're
It
really.
was a concern.
Wait.
I'm
Let
not-
me finish. Be careful how you phrase things, because certain bigger streamers have communities that, if you say a bad thing about them, they go.
Yeah, which is why I'm prefacing this by saying like I'm just bringing up this topic, and I only have it on the list right now because it was a topic of discussion.
All right.
That was going on in the forums and inside discords, and I was just noticing it, so I decided to put it on here. There's only like one point that I actually agree with. I'm not gonna say agree with. There's only one point to this that I actually see. I don't think Steven's gonna do streamer privilege when AOC Alpha when the AOC finally comes out.
Okay, maybe explain a little bit exactly what happened and what the forum post
This
said.
was from a topic point. This was a very generalized thing about AOC, like streamer privilege, like larger streamer privilege. But I think what kicked this off was the Asmongold thing during the weekend. Steven had given Asmongold, like when Asmongold was on, Steven pretty much gave him the mayorship of the node. I think he sped up level up of the node too. Whether that was just people doing the quest and speed leveling the node, and just because node XP was lower at that point, or they straight up leveled the node to like give out mayors. That's one thing. But as soon as the node was leveled, Winstead, Steven gave Asmongold the mayorship, and also gave him a flying mount. He was pretty much like talking like in a streamer, like not just Asmongold like logged off, but like just like streamers in general. He was talking to them through the prompts, through global chat, and so you could just see across your screen Steven talking to a specific streamer, not knowing what the context were, because it was showing up for everybody. But that was kind of annoying. I'll agree that like seeing him talk to somebody, it was annoying.
Okay, I could see it being annoying.
But so people didn't like the fact that so people defend there's two sides of this. People were not happy about him giving stuff to streamers and like the streamer privilege thing. But then there were other people the other side was they weren't not caring. They were probably it's not like they were defending it they're passively defending it, passively defending AOC. They were probably defending the fact that the streamers were showing off, the fact that they were defending streamer privilege probably too hard than they probably should have been. But now that's the two sides of the things that I noticed.
Anybody want to go first on that one? I can go. I can go first. I don't have a problem with that. I can go first.
I mean, I kind of have to ask Yoka, how many times did they do it with each individual stream? Like, how many times did they do it with Asmongold? Was it once?
I think it was just it was 4 servers for the weekend test, and I think that
not in total. Like, let's take it per streamer.
I think you only did it with Asmongold during the weekend one. I mean, I said that, but he was on other people's stream. He was talking to people through the chat thing. I think in terms of streamer privilege and giving people stuff, I think only deal with that with Asmongold on Shoal. I don't know if he's done it giving people stuff, done streamer privilege stuff since this was the weekend thing. So I'm not even harping on him for doing I'm not I don't harp on him for anything. The bigger streamers, they're gonna show off to larger audiences and show off the game. The only thing that I agree with to a certain extent, I understand to a certain extent. I want to say that. The only thing I understand to a certain extent is that people argue about giving him a flying mount, and Asmongold was showing off through by a flying mount perspective. Flying mount is going to be so rare when the game comes out that it's not it's not even a progression thing. No one can get a flying mount inside Alpha 1, so it's not showing off progression wise what you can do in Alpha 1, and it's not indicative of any form of content that you can like. It's gonna be so rare when the game comes out that it's not a realistic. Like it's not a not. I'm not gonna say realistic. It's not a
good
proper
representation
yeah, good
of gameplay.
Yeah. It's not a good representation of gameplay.
Okay.
When,
I mean,
for that.
okay. I'm
That's
gonna
okay.
wait. I'm gonna wait.
That's the only thing. That's the only argument. That's the only point I saw that I can kind of get behind.
Okay,
Is
great. And I'm not gonna say what you said is wrong. You are 100% right. It can be it can slightly be shown off as badly representation of the game because not everybody is able to get him out. But you need to realize that Asmongold is a very high streamer, and that's like a big marketing tool for Ashes.
Oh, 100%.
That being said, and that's why I asked you, did Steven give him, because he has, I know that Asmongold has 2 accounts. He has his chill account and he has his other persona account, as people like to call it. He showed it on the persona, but I don't think he gave him a flying mount in the normal.
On the streaming one? Yeah, 100% on the streaming one.
Yeah, he did it on the streaming one.
Not the streaming one, the chill one.
The chill one he didn't.
didn't.
No, but that's not so the thing is like on like the whole thing is like streamer like on the streamer
exactly. I mean, he's streaming in both, but like you understand where I'm coming from. That's one, and two, what's it called? I get that he's focusing on the streamers now. Maybe because it's just a marketing tool and try to explain Alpha 1 to so people don't get the wrong perception of things. And 3, I don't think he's ever gonna do. But that being said, I can if he ever does it down the line, that's not gonna be cool. Especially that people who have mayorship now in game aren't able to get flying mounts. Is very doesn't work with the flow.
There's any level, like just giving them gold or giving like any form of streamer privilege. I think that's gonna turn a lot of people off. But I'm not even saying that they're gonna do that. I'm with you, Faisal. Weekend, like it was the weekend test, and it was like it was the weekend test, and it was for the alpha. And like he is 100% just using like not honestly use the streamers. He's
not using the streamers. He's trying to educate them. Literally.
Can I go? Because I could fix this. Can I go?
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Go.
All right. First up, screw everybody that had an issue with this. Just take them all on the pile. Just take them all on the pile. No, let me finish. Don't interrupt me. I'm getting somewhere with this.
I just laughed. God damn it.
Take all that had an issue with Steven giving Asmongold, Tim the Tam, and whoever else. If you're upset that Steven gave them stuff, uninstall Ashes of Creation right now because you're not here for testing. You're here for whatever other purpose. Second, there's nothing wrong with that. All right? Steven is showing off his game to other people. It's his game. It's not your game. It's not my game. It's not a AAA studio-owned game. It's Steven's private game. He just lets us play, kinda. Right? So if he can get big streamers like freaking Tim the Tapman or Asmongold, who is currently streaming to 100,000 people, more excited about Ashes and be like, hey, when Ashes comes out, you can be a mayor just like this, and you can have a flying mode like that. Nothing wrong with that. All right? The only thing I would say that you should be upset about, and even at that point you can ignore it, is, okay, it might be a little bit annoying when Steven goes like, hey, Asmongold, and it pops up right in your stream. And then for like 10 minutes. I can see that being annoying. Still, nothing really to be upset about or to go to the forums, Reddit, or wherever. The only time I would say, okay, this is now a problem is if Steven does that shit after release, which I highly doubt he won't. So at this point, Steven is showing off an Alpha 1 testing build to some of the largest content creators on the planet. There's literally nothing to bitch about. There's literally, I don't even want to know the person. I'm not even.
So I mean, devil's advocate, but so why wouldn't he also want to show this stuff off in the future? Like, we don't know, and it's like at least being critical of it now. I don't think is completely. I mean, I guess I didn't actually read the responses.
Do you mean?
But
when you say
if this is how he wants to advertise the game now, why wouldn't this be similar to how he would want to advertise the game in the future?
in the future, do you mean even after release?
Yeah.
Okay,
You'd
yeah.
still
Then
want to advertise the game after release.
if Steven throws around mayorship and stuff like that after release, which I highly doubt he will, then yes, it's an issue. But if he does it between now and
But
release,
that's the thing, is just bringing it up now. Like I
You can
think
be
I think it's
critical- you can
completely
be
valid to
critical
bring
about
it
it.
up and be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it's an alpha. Let's not do this in the future, because it's, I don't know. I think it's yeah, I'm fine with it now, but is this how we're going to advertise the game?
I mean, is that really? I mean, yeah. Why not? There's nothing wrong with it.
I don't know. In a game that's all about no pay to win, to me,
Yeah,
that's
but
like
we're not talking
giving
about
people free shit in the game.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, till release for me it doesn't matter because till release we're testing stuff.
Yes, I agree, but we're saying that we need to make sure that that's clear.
Yeah. After
I
release,
think-
big problem. After release, big shit show.
Okay,
No.
yeah.
No.
I think that's why people like.
Yeah.
I think I agree with like making it clear that I don't know. I don't really think this is cool after release.
But I think Steven is smart enough to not do that. Because if he would do that after
But
release,
we all have our blind side.
I mean,
things that would-
let me put it this way. If it would come out that Asmongold, any big streamer, gets special treatment from in-game, like from Steven or Game Masters or whatever, in a game like Ashes, and it would come out, that would be one hell of a shit show.
When I put this on there, it was just the Asmongold thing at the time. It wasn't just the Asmongold thing, but like I think he did something similar with a couple other
He
streamers.
did it with Tim. I saw it
But,
with Tim the Tap Man. He gave him Flying Mount.
Was there? But this was also during the weekend thing. Has anyone noticed anything that he's done?
I think he did it to. I forgot the person's name.
Soda
I don't
Papa?
remember if it was Friday or
Boston?
if it was. I'm sorry, I don't remember if it was Wednesday or after the
But
white.
he did it with Bustin.
But
yeah.
I remember because I wasn't able to play over the weekend, so while I was playing, I remember him giving another streamer a flying mount, and yeah, there's not that. Okay, I don't know. Sorry, I can't talk about my actual.
No, I mean, like I said, for me personally, it doesn't matter. And if you want to bitch about that, then people can bitch about it. I think it's silly. Because if you have time to complain about that, you shouldn't be testing. Yes, I agree. If Steven would do that after release, big issue because he devalues his game.
But I think that's the big concern is like.
Yeah, but why
you
would
complain
you?
about it because you don't want to be done after release.
Yeah, but I don't think honestly a guy.
There's also so there's an argument I think that people are having with it being like you can do it like I think it was the weekend. I'm like, and I'm not even for this argument either, but people are playing these alphas, and if you're doing an alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 2 is supposed to have more content and more like people are probably more looking to play alpha 2. If you're doing these things, then people are trying to progress and do these things, and they see that you're like he was resetting quest and doing just handing out gold and stuff like that, and
I mean, it's
a lot of people were working towards getting to level 12 and 15 during the weekend one, and so if you're doing stuff that nullifies other people's progression to cater towards streamers, then I understand that where people are coming from with the argument of that. Because you're nullifying everything that we've been working towards.
Yeah, but
this is a testing environment. This is a testing environment, and you shouldn't be.
No, the point of the testing is to want to test and want to progress. And yeah, I guess I didn't think about it from that angle, but yeah, from that angle, it does kind of suck that trying to grind shit out, and then here's someone who's just getting it for free.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop you from testing.
It doesn't stop, but it gives me gives a bad feeling.
It is one, it gives a bad feeling, and two, it's annoying.
Okay,
and
sorry,
three,
but if you want happy feelings while testing a game.
It's not happy feelings. It's just
You
like
can
me
enjoy a
having
game
the
while you
environment-
test.
Yes.
Like
You can do both. You can I did try to progress in the game while I tested.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, me too.
You're
But
not spending a month in the game testing the entire time if you don't enjoy the alpha to some extent, or enjoy like even you'd be wanting 100% like a supporter. You'd be trying to find all the bugs in the world, but if you don't enjoy the alpha or where it is, then you're probably not gonna you're probably gonna get bored and go do something else.
I think what they could have done, which made it like one of the best scenarios ever that Steven could do, would select one of the servers and invite all the streamers to be there.
ah, come on, it's Alpha 1. You had literally listen to the sentence. It is Alpha 1. You had some of the biggest content creators, Tim the Tapman, Soda Poppin, and freaking Asmongold himself, test and show off your product, the product that people paid for, product that everybody's hoping for. Let me remember. Exactly. All right, we all paid for this to be a success, right? So let Steven do a little bit, or have this, have that, and then come back for Alpha 2 in a year. Oh, Alpha 2, have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Come back for Beta.
I guess my thing is, I think you can still they were out like Peon. Peon got no benefits. I don't know if he streamed the game, but he did do a video. There's people, Forest Gaming, same scenario. I don't think he got any benefits. He made video. And I'm pretty sure Asmongold didn't need any benefits. And there's also ways to interact with streamers without giving them advantages.
Yeah, I know.
For example, I watched him on Silvervale, where he just I think he helped him kill a dragon, and then spawned like a bunch of bears. It was just kind of a fun time.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
So that was a positive experience, but he never gave her any advantage. So it didn't devalue anyone's positive streamer experience. No one's progression in the game got devalued by
how
free
long
shit.
did Asmongold play Ashes? To what level?
Very, very.
And
little.
I was saying, I'm not I'm with you. Like if it's the alpha, it doesn't but it was for this was for the weekend thing where he gave him the mayoralship and he's been giving people flying mounts, and that's the argument that I see the point of is you can't get a flying mount. Like you can't actually get a flying mount, so it's not indicative of your progression inside the alpha. You can't there's no way to get even if you're mayor of a node, you can't get a fucking flying mount. And then also if it's a rare experience in release, so it's not a good representation of everyone's what your standardized players experience in the alpha.
Yeah, but
inside the game and period.
Okay, let me put it this way: from a marketing perspective, Steven managed to show off what flying around and having a flying mount looks like and feels like, not from the point of view of an intrepid Seth, but from somebody else that is one of the biggest content creators on the planet, right? How many people did you think now that thought, oh, this is cool, oh, this is the shit?
They're probably thinking it's cool to be.
I want to buy this. I'm buying this right now.
What I do think was good is that when Asmongold and when people have the flying mount, they're showing off the environment a lot. They're flying above all their guys doing quests. They can show off all that stuff. Saying having people say that, oh, this is cool that you can have this flying mount. It's so rare. You can't get that in the alpha. I don't think you're able to get in alpha 2. You can't get in a flying mount in those things, and it's so rare inside the game's release that when people aren't gonna be when people see, oh, this is cool, I can't wait to get in the game and do this, they're not gonna be able to do that. So
I also don't think you need a flying mount to show off the game.
Yeah,
I think that's my main argument. Yes, it's nice to show off scenery that way.
Okay, let me.
But to me, that's the main advantage.
Who thought? Okay, wait. Let's do something new. Let's do something new. Who thinks what Steven did was a bad idea? Raise your hand. Who thinks it was a good idea? Raise your hand. You gotta pick one or the other, you dipshits. One or the other.
I'm neutral. I don't actually know.
God damn it.
I don't think it would have mattered either way. It was like a nice way to I think the big part was him just interacting with Asmongold.
I mean,
I don't think he needed to I didn't actually watch this full stream. What did Asmongold even do as mayor of the town?
I don't know.
Oh, I saw like this is another thing that people got angry about, like with I'm not saying angry about. This is one thing that people had gripes about with Asmongold getting mayor instead of like people actually electing a mayor, is that when he gave him that, he decided to build like one building and then left to go to the rest of the alpha. He didn't like start the rest of the building so everyone could build those up. He did one building and then left to go test the rest of the alpha, which he's testing and showing off everything. Like he's not gonna.
Why is everybody so upset about this and not upset about the fact that he didn't give anything to Peon?
I don't
Peon
think Peon probably asked anything.
Peon was streaming.
Asmongold didn't ask for anything. Asmongold's been super big on the flying mount thing. I think.
I know, dude. The guy that is you want to do this. You want to show the guy that is known for the mount stuff. Yo, mount off, transmog competition, all that stuff. You want to show him mounts. Here, have all the mounts. Fly around. Be a butterfly. Be happy.
Okay. I don't think Steven would have been against giving him all the mounts if Asmongold were all the mounts. But like the funniest thing is like first day of NDA drop. Asmongold gets in, and then a guy gives him cheated in.
Yeah, but it's Alpha 1. You should not complain about that.
About cheaters?
Well,
it's not cheating.
This is one of the things that's just like
the guy literally cheated and gave Asmongold 1,000, like a million gold. He cheated in a million gold and gave.
Oh yeah, the security issues.
Yeah,
wait, I didn't hear about that.
Oh yeah, there were security issues throughout the entire thing. Actually, that now that I think about it, the reason the node leveled up is because someone, I think, cheated in and leveled the node. That wasn't the devs doing that.
Wait, I thought Steven gave Asmongold gold and leveled up the node.
No.
So you're telling me somebody managed to use cheat codes, hack whatever.
Someone hacked shit and gave away gold and leveled up the server.
And he did that live while Asmongold was streaming.
Yeah.
Okay, you see, now that is something I'm upset about.
That's the funniest fucking thing.
Because I don't care if it's Steven does it. Steven's his game, his studio. He can do whatever he wants. I think it's a smart idea. But it being publicly shown that people can do that in Alpha 1.
There's no anti-cheat for the Alpha 1.
I know there's no anti-cheat for it, but still. Like, was it a bug abuse or was it just straight up like, oh, I want to get 1,000?
No, it's
straight up hacking the servers. It wasn't a bug cheat or anything like that.
You see, that's okay, cool. Anyways, any more positive topics that we want to talk about?
So the two topics that I kind of thought about, like in the middle of like when we first talking about this.
We got one more. We do like, one more.
Where you think that where do you think they're gonna go after the month-long Alpha 1? Well, like, do you think we're gonna continue doing Alpha 1 testing? Do you think we're gonna have some downtime? Do you think they're gonna announce Alpha 2? Like, what do you think is coming after the month-long Alpha 1? And number 2 is like, I think number 2 was either another Alpha 2 thing or it was combat. So you want to? I think I'm gonna say it was combat related. It's like,
So what's the topic now? Pick one.
After what do you think is coming after Alpha 1?
More Alpha testing and then Alpha 2. But it's gonna be a period, then it's not gonna be announced as
Stackerson.
Alpha.
I have no clue. Probably another Alpha test.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say between the end of Alpha 1 and Alpha 2, I would assume that they would do more spot testing and have the community a little bit more involved when it comes to testing. Like, hey guys, we have this new raid boss, come test it. Hey guys, we have this new combat variation, come test it. And give us a little bit more heads up and do a little bit more EU friendly times. That's what I'm expecting. And I don't expect any Alpha 2 news till at least the beginning of next year. And yeah, I'm gonna join Ross here and say Return of APOC. Just for shits and giggles, Return of APOC. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna be. That's where I'm at.
I'm not saying they can't do this, but I don't, like, it's more like the spot testing we've been doing isn't like super streamer friendly. So like an NDA drop with the spot test we were doing, I definitely probably think that we're probably gonna still get more testing. My idea of like where Alpha 2 is really dependent on like how much they're probably keeping secret and what they plan to do after Alpha 2. The earliest I would probably see Alpha 2 is end of the year, and that's if they're holding out a bunch of content that they're just waiting to stuff into.
Let me ask you this: do you think they will bring back an NDA for future spot testing?
I think for spot testing for Alpha 1, no. If they're trying to do like say, hey, we want to bring Alpha 2 online, they might do like.
No, I mean like
Alpha
testing, like an NDA for testing.
Not if it's labeled Alpha 1 testing. If it's labeled
the Band-Aid's off, they might as well show everything.
That's what I've been getting from Margaret and Toast for like the longest time, is like the Band-Aid's off now, it's never going back on. If it's Alpha 2 stuff, like if we're getting like for Alpha 1 stuff, the Band-Aid's off now, and for Band-Aid's off for Alpha 2.
Okay, then if that's the case, then I'm pretty sure that there will be a lot of downtime between testing now.
Yeah.
A lot of
Probably
downtime.
will have, so like if they're trying to like secretly NDA test stuff, you won't have all the alpha stream. You won't have all the backers on there. You'll probably have either PI only stuff or select group.
That's what I'm thinking.
Special servers.
Special snowflake servers. Yeah. All right. I think we're done for today. I want to remind everybody then we will be on the Ash of Creation community Discord for the next hour to continue this talk. Everybody.
I forgot we do that.
Oh yeah, we do that.
The next one should be on the 1st.
The 1st, all right, and then
after the podcast, after the live stream.
All right, sweet. So we will be back on the 1st in 2 weeks. And until then, everybody, as always, stay safe, stay healthy. Faisal is hot, and we will see you on the Ash of Creation community Discord.
You
know, one of these days, I just imagine Faisal being like, "Yes, I'm super hot," ripping off that blanket, and it's going like, "Oh!"
He just whips open the blanket and starts flashing your stream.
Yeah, please don't do that ever. All right, guys, we will be back. See you later.
Boring.